John Road. I know everybody knows where that's at. And that road was in terrible shape. And we paved that road for $90,000 a mile.
So we went in on the north side of town over here. What's the county road that goes from Stella Jones to the interstate? 81. The city had 1 mile in the city limits, and there was an additional mile in the county. So we went in with the city, and they paid for their mile, and we paid for our mile. And if I remember right, that was $430,000 for our mile.
Because we had federal funding to
We
help.
had federal funding.
I'd just like to say one more thing. At our last meeting, we all got up and talked just a little bit at the end, I'd just like to straighten out a little bit of stuff from social media. They said that I changed my vote. I want to tell y'all I've never changed my vote. What I said was that I was the only guy that voted against the tax. And the only reason I voted against that tax was because I work for the people of this county. And I feel like the people that voted for me, the way they would wanted me to vote, on account of the way, like this gentleman, what was your name, sir? Shane. Like Shane said, that it wouldn't put to a vote of the people, and it was done just a little too fast. But there again, I really think it's going to benefit the county. But I had to vote the way the voters of this county would have expected me to.
But if it's on the ballot, Mr. Headley, would you vote for it?
Probably so.
Can I hear amen?
But I'm not. I'm not working. Hey, like I said before, I work for the people of this county.
We all do. All 7 of us do. All 7 of us do.
Let's take one more, and then we're going to let the commissioners finish up, and everybody get a chance to say something if they want. We'll go in.
Mr. Chairman, you said just a second ago on Highway 37, County Road 37, from Highway 22 to the Tauga County line. That road is excellent compared to 99% of the other county roads. It's from Thorsby at the four-way stop to past Liberty Hill Church on 37 to Highway 22.
We've already tackled that. That was approved last year,
first
and we
part of
still don't have the money for that either.
Yeah.
So what we have to do, we have about $500,000 a year to go toward roads,
Yeah.
the resurfacing portion of it. That's the federal aid money, isn't that the right number?
Yeah.
So we're appropriating these things out, but we have to save up year after year because we can only do just over a mile a year, and we have almost 600 of those.
I've been told that the Bell Lane Road was going to get paved. It did. The next road that would be paved would be County Road 37 from Thorsby at the intersection to Highway 22.
There's
Next
one
thing-
in between there.
It's 50, from Mineral Springs,
51.
51.
But it's going to the Cup intersection there where you turn to go to the interstate.
And they wanted us to, we were asked to do that because that's an official detour off the interstate, and they asked us to get that road up to spec.
But does that constitute going past, on around, back around by Rocky Mount Methodist Church?
I'm not sure how far that goes.
It goes
That's 51, comes all the way around to the Jemison Elementary School.
Yes, that's the second
Second phase.
First phase of it is from the four-way stop sign to 145.
I understand that for evacuations, a wreck on the interstate, you could come around that way. I understand that. You get off at the laydown exit, come around, hit 51, and come back up at the Jemison exit. But I don't understand where the evacuation route would be from that intersection around by Rocky Mount Methodist Church. When I rode that road the other day, and there's some potholes, bad places in it, but the road not near as bad, and I rode from 145 to 51 to Cup intersection.
So,
Let me finish.
gotcha.
I rode that road, and they're in the process of widening it now, getting it prepared to pave, I reckon. But I talked to a person, one of the commissioners, and they told me I hadn't heard 51. Every time I asked, it's a different, and I got a pretty good memory. It's a different set of criteria or certain different rules or projections or whatever. But 37 is pitiful.
Pitiful.
I drive the church van, 2 of them, over to
Sir,
Mike's at Blowout
So is
Tires.
28, 59.
Oh, I know.
I mean, go down 59, go down
Coosa
28.
County used to have the worst roads. I don't know about that.
55,
You're-
And I
32,
think tax- no, I'm for the
99.
tax.
I can go on all day.
I'm for the tax for the road. Because we need them fixed. I had to go get my front end lined up on my vehicle.
Yeah.
Because the roads are big.
Pretty frequently, too.
Right, and I don't understand how a road that I didn't even hadn't heard about got paved.
That was requested, if I'm not mistaken, by the state, and they requested that entire project,
Which one? 51?
the 51
No.
project.
What about County Road 8 that got paved?
Where is
That's not
that?
a far. County Road 8.
Where is it? Which one was that?
It goes from 145 to Jemison to exit.
That's one.
Some of these
Where
things
the
are
gate
stacked
goes on.
back, and I know we sound crazy, but it takes so many years to get them done that you forgot which one you're working on. Because, I mean, if it's 10 miles,
County Road 8. There's a commissioner that lives on that road.
That had nothing to do with getting it paved.
I didn't say it did. I'm just saying there's a county commissioner that lives on that road.
But
And
there's
I've read that
also-
road. Let me
There's
finish.
also about
I'm
20
talking.
more citizens that live
That-
on that road too. And
20
so
more
you're saying
citizens
those
than on County
citizens-
Road 37?
Those citizens are not, you say those citizens should be degraded because I live on that road?
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying it got paved and that road was never been mentioned, but it automatically
But
got
it's not
paved.
part, it's not part of the.
Thank you,
it's not
Mr.
part of
Chairman.
federal aid money.
thank you. All right, guys, so,
We paid it 49.
one more.
We're not
Take a name badge off. I'm up as a citizen of Chilton County and have been a citizen all my life for nearly about 66 years. And I would like to say this to the county commission. Thank you for what you do. It's a job that gets chewed on all the time and no gratitude. And I am for the tax. We've got to do something. I take my hat off to you for doing the right thing instead of the popular thing. And the reason the county is in the fix they're in now is because your predecessors have done the popular thing rather than the right thing. And we've got to move forward. We can't go backwards. So I applaud you. Farm Center coming or not, we've got to fix these county roads. We've got to fix the infrastructure. And we've got to get Chilton County to move forward instead of back. We can't be spinning our wheels sitting in park all the time. So I applaud you for that and congratulate you on that. And I applaud the sheriff for what he does. With the pennies he gets, he stretches it as far as he can
does.
stretch it.
He's a very
Y'all
good
take the
steward.
pennies y'all get and stretch them as far as y'all can stretch them. And as a citizen, I appreciate that. And let me make a comment about the farm center. I'm excited about the farm center coming. It's right in my back door almost. I'm not gonna be able to get out of my driveway and that'll be fine. If the traffic backs up, I'll set me up a lemonade stand out there and do something about it. But I am tickled to death. It's gonna make my property value go up. It's gonna make my property taxes go up. But that's all right. I'd rather my property value go up than my property value go down. So I'm excited about the farm center coming and the possibilities that it can come. I applaud our commission for our industrial development board and for bringing somebody like this young lady on board to help Chilton County move forward. It's way, way, way overdue. Now, everybody says this happened all of a sudden. No, it didn't happen all of a sudden. This is something that should have happened 20 years ago. Y'all just stepped up to the plate, and I applaud you for it.
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you for
Chairman,
your kind comment.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to say one more thing and I'm done. I want to thank y'all for coming out. Just cause if we don't disagree, I'm good with it. You know what I mean? That don't make us any different. Listen, that means we're concerned. I like seeing a crowd like this. Don't just, I don't know if y'all informed, but tomorrow you'll be able to see yourself on Facebook. So there you go, because we're going to put it out there on the social media. We
The
record
good,
these
bad,
meetings.
and the
We
ugly.
record these meetings. Well, this one, and we record our normal meetings, and then release them the next day. But thank y'all for coming out. Listen, when I seen this room, I didn't expect 10 people to be here tonight, honestly, and there was only standing room. And I want us to give y'all our applause for coming out
That's a
for
fact.
supporting us.
And we meet the second and fourth month night, Tuesday night of every
Chairman.
month. Y'all please come.
Will you let this
We're
man
gonna
in the
let
green
one
shirt?
more, cause he's waited
He's
all
waited
night.
and waited. And we apologize, sir.
Is the Industrial Development Board meetings open to the public?
They are.
Yes, sir.
And are they published in the newspaper?
I have,
There's your chairman right behind you. It's posted, the chairman right there.
They are posted upstairs in the commission.
Okay, is the proposals regarding the farm center available to the public?
At
for
this
review?
time, no, but they're protected under, and I think I'm speaking right. They're protected under the potential real estate and acquisitions clause of the confidentiality. But when that agreement is made, it'll be made a public document. But because those negotiations are going on, and we could harm our ability to negotiate if those are made public right now, those won't be made public, and the law allows for that.
Okay, in what matter will it be made public? I mean, will it be a notice on the board, or will it be put in the paper, or what?
Hey,
Normally
it,
well, it depends on what ends up with the whole deal. If the state deal's in it, then it'll be on the website, and then it'll all be on the website of the state. They'll redact what can't be public, some of it still can be public. If there is no state deal involved in it, then it will be at our office, and that y'all.
It'll be in our meetings too, because we'll have to approve it, correct?
yes, it'll be in the minutes. It'll be published in the minutes of what
Only-
went on, and it'll be public.
Only the part that we vote on in our minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we talked about the lodging tax for all the hotels. Does any of that go to the county?
This past year, if I remember from my budget numbers, and that's been a while ago, I think we collected 250 something, almost $260,000 in lodging taxes for the county off of the existing hotels. Now, I will tell you, our lodging tax is about half of what it is in adjoining cities. So that is an opportunity for the city and the county to come together at a later time to tax people that are not from here. Again, but we did not want to pile on too many things in one year, but that's something that the city deserves more money for, and the county can get some of that money for those additional hotels that come in later on.
And what makes people concerned, I'm sure, is because we had no clue of the gas tax until the week of the gas tax was, and that just it didn't with this all at one time. I'm sure it just puts a bad taste in people's mouth. But I say this again, I'm not going to relate. I appreciate the state of Alabama and what they do. There's a lot of good, but I'm not waiting on the state of Alabama to solve our problems here in the county. We got to do it ourselves.
And we do understand that, and with the lodging tax, but look, tax-free day is getting later and later.
Yes, sir.
And later in May. May. 12 months a year, we're talking May. There's going to be a point, one day, not this week, not this year, but one day, when each individual's got to make up their minds where they're going to be that 25% of the people that shoulders the property tax burden, shoulders income tax burden, or where they're going to be the 75% of the people that don't. And all I'm saying is that, and I know we're not responsible for the city, you're not responsible for the city, but we're all responsible for paying all those taxes. You're not responsible for state sales tax, we know that.
Yes, sir.
But we're responsible for paying those. And it's going to be a point, just like it is amongst a lot of people now, I would rather live off the government than spend 5/12 of my year paying for all the sales tax. I mean, all the taxes
combined
involved.
taxes, yeah.
So, just that, you know,
I know it's late. Can I ask just one question?
Everybody else,
Everybody else, it's my turn. When you said that this $4 million is gonna be split into 3 categories.
Right.
Is that gonna be a equal split for all 3
No,
categories?
it'll be budgetary needs.
See, economic development is pretty vague. I mean, if y'all decide to spend $4 million to an architect or something.
We're not. I can
know
assure you,
that.
I'm not.
Hold us accountable at the
I'm not.
polls. I'm
You can
telling
put that.
you
You
guys.
can put that on record.
I can't speak for that next commission, but you got a group of guys up here that are willing to put their nose to the grindstone and work and be accountable. And you guys, and the paper is your main way to get this. Hold us accountable. Come to these meetings, learn what we do. Come to our budget hearings. It's important. If people would, and that's why we went with the video. We want people to know what we're doing and what we're dealing with. We don't have anything to hide.
Well, I mean, if you've got $4 million, why can't you guarantee to me that we're gonna spend at least $1 million on rescue and all this other stuff? I mean, like I said, you're asking for this tax and you're telling me what you may spend it on, but
So,
there's no guarantees
So
of what
if-
you're gonna spend it on.
here's what I would tell you. And this is my rebuttal to what you've just asked. Jimmy wanted this tax earmarked, and he fought hard to get it earmarked. We're sitting here today with a pile of money in Chilton County, and we can't touch it because it's earmarked. Because we passed taxes that could only be spent on certain things, and one specifically is the maintenance of the jail. And Jimmy was working one week with his phone on his ear, and we talked all week long about the pros and cons of how this would work. And, you know, a lot of this we disagree on when we discussed it. The jail, we put money in the jail maintenance fund. There's $2.6 million in there today that the county can't touch because we thought we needed it for the jail. We can get the interest money off of it. We also, to be forthright, there's a bill in Montgomery to allow us some access to that money because our jail needs about $400,000 today to get it up to code. We're taking money out of general fund to maintain the jail that has $2.6 million in an account for maintenance that was earmarked in a way that we can't touch it. So I don't want to hamstring myself or corner myself into a position that I've committed money where, as Dr. Driggers brought up earlier, we may wind up needing a larger portion of this money than we think for the sheriff's department. So we want to be able to use that money through the normal budgetary process. And guys, if you don't think your being here matters, start coming to some of these meetings, because when you guys get up and tell us what you think, it's important to us and we listen. Get involved. I'm telling you, hold us accountable, and I promise you we won't fail you.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'm game.
Listen, my key word in my life is accountability.
That's the only thing that I was worried about, because like I said, that's mighty vague as far as what the money can be spent for.
It's supposed to be vague in it. There are a lot of needs in those categories, but those categories are where the county
Because I
doesn't
don't think
have money.
anybody has a problem with the tax.
Don't worry, I wanted 33, 33, 33.9. I
Right.
fought, but I trust this commission. This commission, I trust myself to do what's right with this commission, with the IDB board, with the investment we have to do, with these roads, and with this public safety. I'll be the first one to walk off of here if we're not doing what's right. Do you hear
Can I
me?
ask you one
You
other
can hold me
thing
accountable to
without
that.
offending you? I know that some of this for the rescue and police and all that can be used for salaries and raises. Can y'all get a raise?
Absolutely not.
The only way this.
Let me ask you this, do you think we need one?
Hey, if you do this, I think you might, but.
Okay, good.
All right, we're gonna give an opportunity for a closing statement from each guy up here, if anybody has anything, and then we're gonna, Whitney, let her go first. And
I
then-
just want to address something. Economic development, people get misconceived about if you will, and I think my board, when I interviewed, they'll say this, is that my first question was about the quality of life of Chilton County. Because if a company comes here and they want to locate, the things they ask me is literally, what's your workforce, what's your crime rate, and what are your roads like? Because they've got to be able to get their product to wherever their customer is. They want their executives to feel safe in their schools. They want their kids to go to good schools, and they want to know what your workforce is, because obviously you've got to have people to make the widgets. So when we're talking about economic development, trust me, I would much rather have the other stuff. I mean, we have to have some money to make some things work, but the economic development in that sense is still trying to get to the overall goal, because if we don't have good roads, safe schools, safe communities, and things like that, we're not going to use the economic development money anyway, because nobody's going to want to come here. So I just don't want people to keep thinking that we're trying to slide something in the back door on that, because we're not. I go back to what we said before. The park is just it's a nice little diving board, but it's not our IDB, and they know that. We did a strategic plan, we did a quality of life plan. We're trying to figure out how to address those needs, because the company, that's what they're going to want. So I just wanted to make sure that was cleared up.
Thank you. Joe, you want to start off?
Yes, sir, I will. Yeah, I know Whitney said it's just a nice little diving board, but I tell you, I'm really excited about the farm center coming. I love agriculture, and I think it'll be one of the best things that ever happened to Chilton County. It's really gonna be good. It's gonna be a lot better than a diving board. It's gonna have a lot of water with it. And I want to thank y'all for coming. I want to thank the people that's going to be watching later on social media. I'd like to thank WKLF for broadcasting this over the radio station. And I hope y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Thank everyone for coming out. We appreciate it. We really wish y'all to come to some commission meetings. We got a lot of empty chairs. And I don't want to get into weeds, Mr. Chairman, but about 15 to 20 years ago, I don't know the exact time, we had an airport. Most of you know a lot about it. Weeds was growing through it. It was probably couldn't land a plane on it hardly at all. And we had some people in this county that took a chance. The commission took a chance. And now we got an airport that's going to tie in with a lot of this stuff that is just about self-sufficient. But if these people hadn't took a chance 20 years ago and stayed stuck in neutral, here we'd be, trying to get stuff in with no airport. But again, I appreciate everybody for coming. And if you need to shoot at somebody, he's got a big old target.
Guys, I had a patient in my office the other day, and she just called me out, and I respect that. And she asked me, she said, "I voted for you because you were a conservative Republican." I said, "I appreciate that." And she said, "Conservative Republicans don't raise taxes." I said, "Okay." I said, "What do I have to conserve in this county?" And she said, "Well, our way of life." And I said, "Well, ma'am, the only thing that I see that we can conserve a lot of is potholes. And by John, we conserve a lot of those. So we got to find a way to fix this. And this is our way to fix it. So we're going to find a way. We've kicked the can down the road for my whole life. And it's time to move forward. So thank y'all for coming. And please come to our commission meetings so we need all the support we can get."
I've probably talked enough for 10 of us tonight, so I'm going to be brief. I am so thankful to live in a country where many of you and Steve has served in a military that provides us with the freedom to come here and agree to disagree or agree to agree. There is nowhere else on earth where you can live with the freedoms that we have. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for this opportunity. And I encourage you guys to get involved with your local government. Go to your city hall meetings, come to your county commission meetings. You don't have to come to all of them. Show up. Don't stay for it all. Stay for as long as you got. Get involved. Elect people that can change your county in a way for the better that represents you and your needs and what you want for your family. We can't plan for you, for your future, unless we know what you want. Thank you again.
I said a lot to myself. I'm known for that, but I will be brief also. I want to thank you for being here tonight. I really mean that, because it means a lot to see this place packed out with concerned people with their future of their children. When I took on this position, I thought I was going to change the world. I was going to put hell out with a water pistol. Well, guess what? In the last 2 years, we've been through 5 administrators. We've been through 3 lawyers. We've had our rear end kicked up and down this county. We've had more thrown at us than I've never seen in one thing. But you know what? We're survivors. And we stood in here. I'm proud. I want to be clear to say that I am a Chilton County Commissioner. I didn't think I'd ever be able to say that the first 2 years, but I'm glad to say that I could serve with every one of these guys up here. That even though we don't agree, we all respect each other when we don't. When we leave here, I can go sit in Joe's office or any of these guys' office, and whether we agree or not, and discuss the issues, because we don't just do this on Monday or Tuesday. We make phone calls all during the week, and between all of us, because we do care about this county. And I care about this county because of the fact of the matter, I enjoy being here to see how the growth and the change and the love that is shown that your grandfather, because I'm an implant here from South Carolina, but I'm glad to call this place home and be your commissioner. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for coming, Dr. Driggers. I hate you retired because I'm going blind. But anyway, I've been living here 60 years, and I can't go nowhere without getting chewed out about a road. I had open heart surgery a year ago when I woke up and there's fix our roads. I drive a school bus every day. I got somebody out there with a switch on the whoop about the roads. So that's why I voted yes, to help get our roads and make it safe for Chilton County. Thank you for coming, and I love you.
Something I want to explain real quick before we do leave. Roads that we get farm to market money on. We get $500,000 a year to do farm to market roads. That's like 51, 37, 29. Those roads are, the state comes in and they grade our roads. We have to have at least a 70 on some of our roads in order to get this $500,000. So we have to put it up. Now, 51 was approved over 2 years ago to pave. 37 was approved last year to pave. The second part of 37 was approved just a couple of weeks ago. That's from 22 over to Togga Line. But all of these roads that we're talking about right here are the farm to market roads. They only give us 80%. We have to come up with the other 20. So the road that 51 is getting paved right now, that's going to cost almost, I think it's a little over, right at $3 million. Well, we had to come up with 20% of that we had to pay out of the county. So I'm trying to explain a little bit about how that thing works, but and then we have another fund that we get money out of to pave regular roads. When I say regular roads, County Road 8, that's a regular road. That comes that road costs $90,000 a mile to pave. Then you got the Little John Road. That's a regular road. That comes out of another fund. 59, that's a regular road. That comes out of the same funds. So it's not, none of that money come out of that farm to market road money. That is money that we've gotten out of our gasoline money. So it's just, there's like 7 different funds. It's all earmarked. Out of that $8 million that we get that's not earmarked, we get another $8 million that's earmarked. Every bit of it has got to be spent at a certain thing. And that's I just want to explain that to you. But also, I know these guys hate hearing me say this, but I've had a saying ever since I've been on this commission that we can look at yesterday and there's not a thing in the world we can do about yesterday. It's already here. It's already gone. There's very little that we can do about today because it's already here. But we can do a heck of a lot about tomorrow because that's our future. And that's what this group has been trying to do with this farm center that's coming, this sales tax that we've just passed, is we're talking about the future. We're not talking about us. It's not going to benefit us. I'm 65 years old. It's not going to benefit me. It's going to benefit my grandchildren, though. It's going to benefit your grandchildren. And that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the future of Chilton County. We're not looking at what's going to happen today. We're looking at what's going to happen tomorrow and the next day and the day after. And that's what we're planning for. That's what we're hoping that y'all will support us for.
Joe has asked for one more comment, so.
Yeah, I just like, I know there ain't nobody took the time to do this, but Mr. Parnell, he's mediated both of these meetings for us, and I think he's done a real good job explaining and doing what needs to be done at these commissions, and I'd just like to tell him thank you and congratulate him on the job he's done, because it's been done well.
And Mr. Parnell, also, on another note, y'all need to keep our Representative Jimmy Martin in your prayers. He's doing through a struggle right now in his family. I won't go into details. If you want details, you can ask his family, but please keep him in your prayer. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Y'all be safe.